Hello. Welcome to this new edition of Lectio Musica, the place for great lyrics, great music, and great meaning. My name is Guilain Prince. I'm a Franciscan friar from Canada. Yes, a Franciscan friar from Canada, and I love rock music for a long time, especially hard rock, metal, and prog. Welcome all of you, the new subscribers from United States and Mexico. Before last week, I didn't have any or very few subscribers from United States. Mainly, all my subscribers are in Europe. And suddenly, a big burst. I had over 300 subscribers last week. About half American and half from Latin America, and I think I know why. You like the warning, isn't it? Well, I'm so happy that we both share. Like I said, I don't know much. I know Queen of a Murder Scene for listening to it only 2 or 3 times in my car, and I listened to Choke, and that was good enough for me. As for my all-faithful Europe, you were numerous last week, both at the premiere and to comment on this new band for you. People from Finland, from Netherlands, England. They were some fans of Italy, Spain, Portugal. They manifested themselves last week. Don't forget, you can write to me in more than 11 languages, not because I'm such a great guy, but because I have a very good app that translates you into my language, and I can answer back to you. So that way we can communicate in your language on my channel. My language, as you can hear it, is French Canadian. My mother tongue is French. So I decided, because my time is quite limited, and I was spending a lot of time to go from French to English, French, and it's very complicated for to produce subtitles when we change the language. Since the songs are in English, the songs I comment, I decided I will make these videos in English as well. That way it's very easy for me to produce, and simple as well. So welcome. Feel at home for all those of you who like great music, great lyrics, and would like to take some time to understand the meaning of the song. That's pretty much my specialty, you know. I've been studying texts of my life, all of my life. Been doing that and to really try to understand the words. I try at first not to put anything I understand. As much as possible, I try to give myself to understand. And when I make the analysis of the song, all the way to the analysis, I'm trying to understand the song. So whatever you can bring in the discussion about the song, you will see I'm totally open to that. Totally open. But the last page of my PowerPoint presentation, I will give my honest opinion. And as I react spontaneously, don't expect anything from me other than my opinion. I will give you my opinion. I will tell you if I like it. I will tell you if I don't like it. I will tell you exactly how it is. I will not play a game. One thing I can tell you for now, and let's go directly there, is that this week the song is called Disciples. And I already know the lyrics. Yes, before my reaction video, I go and look at the lyrics, and I make for myself a French translation. Because when we translate a song, we have to, I would say, make an opinion on the song. We give our best to interpret it the best we can, and to give it in my language the best appreciation of the song. This being said, by any means, I think I understand perfectly the song. I never said that, and I will never. And just look how many times I put a comment in the comment section down below. I put someone, I don't agree with everything the person, but if the person makes me think about the meaning of the songs, for me, that is perfect. I mean, I will put the person, even if he doesn't agree with it, or if she says something I don't agree with, I will put it up there, because food for thought was in that commentary, and you will always see me adding a word. My channel is special for that, is I can type very fast. I react to everyone. I can react easily to everyone. Oh, a little coffee break, I want to change my mind before when I get up, and after just 5 minutes I will answer to 2-3 persons, and that way I'm able most of the time to answer to every single one of you. With 5,000 subscribers close by, that's quite something, you know. So we are in the band The Warning. The song is called Disciple. It is from their last EP of 6 songs. By listening the first song, the first single called Choke, that was published last spring, if I remember well, I immediately knew that I would analyze and comment their music, and we are in that. This is the second video of their last EP. Don't forget, all my videos are made in 3 parts. The first part is a reaction to a lyric video. I always react to lyric. I give little attention to the official video for that. No, my focus is the lyrics and the music, and how the music and the lyrics are blend together, which is called prosody. I am especially attentive at this level with the melody and the lyrics. Okay, the melody and the lyrics. In the second part that we have, it's an analysis of the lyrics and of the structure, and there I will be a little bit more attentive to how the song was constructed, how it was made. Are there special arrangement? Of course, if the song is 24 minutes, I cannot look at all the arrangement. That was the case with the song The Greatest Show on Earth of Nightwish that I did 2 weeks ago. I have to cut somewhere because my time is limited. I have to do everything in 1 hour. So the short analysis of the lyrics of the song, and after that I will give you my honest opinion on the song, and finally I will react to any other video I would say relevant to this song. Sometimes it's a live video like this week, sometimes it's an official music video, sometimes it's I'm wide open to different. I've seen everything until now, and it was quite interesting, to be frank. So my videos by nature are long. They are about 35 to 55 minutes. Just scroll. You have down here a bar, you know, at the bottom of the screen. This bar allows you to go directly to the section you want. For example, you go only to the 2 reactions. You can do that in a snap. You want to understand only the words. You don't understand the words of the second verse. Just go there. It will be right there. You will know that I comment this verse when you see it in the screen up there. And finally, just scroll, listen to what you want. Really, I'm so happy that I have the privilege to have you listen to my little videos that I do in my office all by myself. Content, filming, and the subtitles. Sometimes that's quite long. Anyways, proceed to the section you're interested in. And don't worry, I'm happy that you've been here, even if it's 10 minutes. Okay, you're ready? We will go directly to the we will go directly to the first video. The first video, it's a fan-made lyric video. It's a very unusual, so you will see me looking downward, and because it's very large, so on my screen, and we will look at it closely. Are you ready for the second song of the warning, called Disciple? In 3, 2, 1.
You heard the news that the world is ending. It's starting again, but all the non-believers, they keep on pretending. Son, it's your enemy today. You'll have to look away from the face of your voices.
I'll stop. I stop. I have to stop. Is it the official video in the background in black and white, in front of a kind of a crowd with military? Oh my lord! It's so unexpected. It's so unexpected because this is not what the song talks about. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's go back and enjoy the lyrics. I was afraid first that it was not the lyrics video, and I was, what's happening in it? And then suddenly the lyrics are real. Oh, phew. Let's do that again with the gorgeous bass guitar at the beginning, played by Alejandra. She's such a hard hitter, a drummer. Look at that bass line.
It's starting again, but all the non-believers, they keep on pretending. Son, it's your enemy today.
Oh.
You'll have to look away from the face of your voices.
I understand why.
Instead, and welcome yourself into the new modern crisis. I've been waiting.
Oh, Paula.
What? 2, 3, go!
I wanted so much to see how this song. We will see why in this script. Oh.
The sun is my enemy today. I'm running from the misery like there's no tomorrow. Let's share it with them and show all the world that this life isn't borrowed time.
Wow. I have difficulty to focus on the lyrics.
Swimming with the fishes till they drown. Love is just another excuse we rely on. Purple bullet hidden in the sound. People always need a good friend when the sun goes down.
Yes, 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 yes. Oh, great stuff. Wow. I had problem to focus these beautiful ladies in the background, and with so much happening, I was, of course, I'm still a human being. I had problem to focus on the lyrics only, but a good chance that I had looked at them quite a lot. So let me have just 2-3 minutes. I'll be back in a second. So this is it. I've listened to the song 2 times. There's a small mistake in the lyrics video, and I'll point it out to you as soon as we go into that third verse. Okay, first verse, let's go. So as you can see, there's a number of paragraph at the very first thing you see. It means paragraph 1, and then after it's my effort to identify what it corresponds to in terms of a song. I think that the first paragraph is verse 1, but I don't have these indications. So sometimes I can make a mistake. Don't worry, tell me. Don't forget, every time I make a mistake, just write that down. I will react to you and I will say, I agree, I disagree, but it will all be good dialogue. Don't worry. So, the first verse. The sun is your enemy today. Have you heard the news that the world isn't ending? It's starting again. But all the non-believers, they keep on pretending. This is quite a great verse. There are a few great ideas in terms of lyrics in there. The sun is your enemy today. Yeah, the sun is your enemy because it keeps on raising. It keeps on coming back. Is your enemy because it kind of says by the new day, the new light, that what you're saying is wrong. But yeah, have you heard the news? The world isn't ending again? Oh my Lord. So my understanding of this verse is that the person expects the end of the world, and the coming back of the sun is a bad news for her or for him. And I said her because the singer is female. It has nothing to do with what I imply here. So the world is not ending. So another day is up and it's starting again. But all the non-believers, they keep on pretending. Pretending what? That the world will not end. So they pretend. So they live in a false, that's the opinion of the person writing. They live in a false world where they believe that the world will not end. But us, we know it will end. Okay? You got that? Excellent. The sun is your enemy today. He works against you. You love to look away from the face of your vices. Embrace them instead and welcome yourself in the new modern crisis. This is a little bit of a challenge for me, this one, because it could imply many things. Let me give you what I think, and if you think I'm wrong, just write it down. Again, the sunrise. So is your enemy. So it will make people believe that the end is not near. But you love, so now we are in the you love to look away from the face of your vices. Embrace them instead. This means basically you live, I wonder if he talks to them, but usually that's not what this song does. It's a you and I communicating about them. And so it's an invitation to look at your sin and your vices, your bad habits. Embrace them instead means I have two understanding of this. It could be recognize that you have vices in your life and try to accept that they are there, embrace, would that mean that because the end of the world is there, just do whatever you want? What do you think? Embrace them. Live all your vice like this, whatever. And welcome yourself into the new modern crisis. This could have another meaning again. So there are 3 levels of this. It could be recognize your vices and your sins before the end. Live them as much as you can, because you know that the world will end. So before the world ends, just do it. And then you would join the modern crisis of what? Of vices being lived to the fullness. That could be the modern crisis. The modern crisis, and welcome yourself into the modern crisis. The other one could be that by doing and by embracing your vice, by recognizing them, you understand the modern crisis, and you understand that this world is going to its end. It's going to its end by itself. And they just, they don't care. They just live it and so on. So enter deeply into that situation with a clear conscience that the world is an end, while this group of other people, they do nothing about it. And that would be a crisis. It means a crisis, that the etymology means something shifting, a passage. Isn't that great? Oh, I've been waiting. Oh, disciple in the mating. Oh, 2 things, 2 ways to understand this. I've been waiting could be I do nothing because the end is so near. So I do nothing. Or I've been waiting so much for this world to end because I'll be part of the new one. What do you think of that? Disciple in the making, I am becoming more and more a disciple of what? Of that line of thought. And we will see where it comes from. Now the chorus. Here I think the one who is the disciple in the making is say, kill the system, kill the man, strip the power from their hands. And then he says to the person he's talking to, your eyes will bleed as you stare at the screen. When you'll be there, when you'll see the destruction, you will be constantly in front of your screen, if not already. Okay? So kill the system. The person is a disciple in the making, and what is it that he wants? He wants this system to be finished. Kill the man? Kill humanity? Kill the power? Strip the power from their hands? Is it only the system, the persons in charge? So I am there, and I want this system to die so that it can be replaced by another one. But at the same time, the end is not there. So it's a much broader. It's not the replacement of one political system by another one. It's the replacement of, I think, of all political systems, and the beginning of a new era of some kind. And you will follow all this. You'll be there first position, first place when you look at your screen. So you are riveted, we say in French, to your screen. The 5th paragraph is the post-chorus, after the chorus, I was so looking at how they will sing that. Da 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 da, something like that. Oh my Lord, it's because you shall remain inside your space. That's a commandment. You shall remain, like the 10 Commandments. Yeah, you should remain inside your space. What is your space here? Don't go out. Stay within. Stay inside. Is it a group? Is it inside your own house? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's continue. We might have 1 or 2 answers along the way. This is where there's a small mistake in the lyric video, if I'm not mistaken. The sun is not your enemy today. It's my enemy today. It means that the disciple in the making is being convinced that the sun is his enemy. Okay? Enemy today. And I'm running from the misery like there's no tomorrow. Let's share it with them and show all the world that this life isn't borrowed time. So now the sun is my enemy, okay? And I don't want to be in the sunlight, because the sunlight go against what I believe. That's kind of interesting. I'm running from the misery like there's no tomorrow. Yeah, of course, if I believe it's the end, I'm running so hard to go against that misery of theirs. So as if there was no tomorrow. Yeah, for me there's no tomorrow. So I'll give everything about this. And let's share. That's my impression. Let's share on the internet with them and show all the world that this life, my life, isn't borrowed time. No, sir. You know, to live on borrowed time is to live beyond what you do things. Someone has been, for example, has been judged and condemned to death penalty. And suddenly the death penalty is postponed. You live on borrowed time. You should have been dead. But there's a little bit, that person is saying, well, no, it's not borrowed time. Just for now, I know that it will come to an end, and for now, I do not do like them, enjoying life and in the sun. No, I will, in the dark, inside, I will punch all my words, and I will share with them what I believe. Oh, I've been waiting. Disciple in the making. Kill the system, kill the man, strip the power from their heads. Your eyes will bleed as you stare at the screen. You will be witnessing all of this on your screen. So you shall remain inside your space. Don't go out. Don't go under the sun. No. Isn't that a great song? The lyrics are great. Okay, paragraph 10, it's the bridge. Swimming with the fishes till they drown. Oh, so the fish will drown as well. Okay, got that? Or maybe it's only them. Maybe it's only the people. So they swim till they drown. So when the end will come. Okay. Love is just another excuse we rely on. Palpable, but hidden in the sound. Hate will always be a good friend when the sun goes down. Oh, so they will drown. The system, all of this will finish. But they are for now swimming with the fish. Yeah, maybe it's just the humanity, not the fish that will finish, that will end. Love is just another excuse we rely on. Too much. We put too much in love. Isn't that great? Palpable, but hidden in the sound. Hate will always be a good friend when the sun goes down. There is the sun setting, the end, the last day of the system of man. I think of humanity, and so on. And hate will be a good friend when the sun will go down, when the night. So hate is a good friend of night. Oh, 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 hear my calling. So addressing to the they, non-believers start running. You see, those who don't believe the same thing that she or he believes are non-believers. But hey, you should run. I don't have to run, but you should run. That's the end of your time. I've been waiting for that day, that end day, disciple in the making. Kill the system, kill the man, nothing new. You see that this 12th paragraph is equal to 8 and 4. And the 13th paragraph is the same. It's what I call the post-chorus. But there's one big difference. The commandment again. You shall remain inside your space of ignorance. This little word is everything. And it ends with that. There's no, oh no, this is from copy and paste of the last. There's no extra. I think it ends like this, if I remember well. So there it is. The structure of the song is quite interesting. You have the two first verse, then a pre-chorus, the chorus, and a post-chorus. And again, you have one verse, not two this time. Pre-chorus, chorus, and post-chorus. This is what you have, the pattern A, B, C, D. And then you have what we call the bridge. The bridge is E. I should have added, if I remember well, there's right after the bridge, there's an instrumental bridge as well. And then you have the pre-chorus, B, B. I mean, by that, it's not the same word, but it's the same melody, if I'm not mistaken. So it's basically two cycle of the pre-chorus, and then the chorus, and the little modified post-chorus, which is the finale. So with its pre and post-chorus, I call them choruses. I think we should, no, it's okay like that. It distinguishes itself from, I would say, mainstream song. It's just enough unusual to make this song stand out among, I would say, regular rock and pop rock song. The melodic bridge brings a breath of fresh air. It's very, very nice, this image of people swimming with fish. And the melody is like, yeah, a sun. Melodically, it's a sun in that song. I was very much interested in the way that the post-chorus would be sung, and I'm a little bit surprised, something like that, because if I understood it well as a kind of commandment, you shall stay inside. Then it's surprising that it is said so softly. That's my surprise. It's not a bad melody. It's a simple melody. but we are clearly in something different melodically from the rest of the song. I would say the chorus, the verse, chorus, and chorus, they share the same universe, melodic and musical universe. The post-chorus, the one section I've just talked about, it's different. It's something else, and I'm surprised. And it's either ingenuity or it's it's surprising. But what is a breath of fresh air is really the bridge. Melodically, it stands out. So both by the content and the melody. A short instrumental bridge that I just added after the E. Maybe it's not that long, but with what I wrote is a timid lead guitar solo. Timid here is because there Daniela has some space to shred the guitar, to cut it into pieces, and she does it very modestly. Many of you wrote back to me when I said that last week that I'd like to hear her doing a big solo. But because until now, for me, she has proven clearly that she is an extraordinary rhythmic guitar and we call this in French riff builder. Is someone who has, it's a little bit like someone who is a genius at doing melodies. There are people who are geniuses for riffs. They will have a unique way of doing. In AC/DC, for example, it's unique. They use the most common chords, but from these chords they come out with great ideas. She is very good at that. I'm still looking for a great solo though, and probably I will see some, because she's such a great musician. I'm pretty sure she'll be able. But it can happen, that someone is a great guitarist, but the greatness is mainly riffs and rhythmic guitar. It can happen, and not necessarily being a great soloist. But for now, let's see what we have in the warning repertoire for now. I only know and listen closely to these two songs here. In terms of lyrics now, it's in you, me, and them. Away from the sun, which is considered an enemy, and in front of a screen, it seems that people are talking to each other about them. The new day is a menace for those who are considered the believers, living in darkness inside in the night, expecting the end moment on a day-to-day basis. The new modern crisis here, the us and them, the believers and unbelievers, the modern crisis, what is it exactly? We don't know. But maybe it's the fact that there are some people completely within themselves, inside themselves, and there are people from outside. There's a separation between the two. It could be the fact that they live without proper knowledge that the end is near. That could be it. Or that could be these two parts of humanity not being able to really talk to each other. Apparently, the believer wants to talk. I will tell them what to kill the world, etc. This system will end, and so on. Let's see. I'm waiting. A disciple in the making. That's a funny one. I'm waiting for this new day to come, or this end day to come. Disciples, or maybe more end night, because this is what they expect. One commandment from the disciple, for the disciple, you shall remain inside your space. Okay, this is it. Now, in terms of analysis, let me put in two columns what we can find or can get from this song. On the left-hand side, on the right-hand side, light of the sun outside, inside, it's the outside space, okay? there, the eyes will not bleed when you look outside, because if you stare at the screen, your eyes will be bleeding because you'll be so much intensively in front of your screen. On the left-hand side, you have only the light of the screen. You don't have anything else. And you are inside a space, you see? So there's, in the light of the sun, you are outside, and here the eyes will bleed as you stare at the screen because you're so much intensively looking at the screen. In your closed space, and on the other side, people will see a lot of things. Us, the you and me, we are among the believers. We are among the disciples. And even if they are said to be in the making, yeah, they are the disciples already in a way. Them, they are non-believers. Waiting for the end day. The end, it can be the end of the system. It could be the end of this system. It could be, but it seems to be more like some kind of end of the world. Living as if there was no tomorrow. Okay, but on the other side, what do? They pretend that there is a tomorrow, and but they live on borrowed time, and so it's just. It should have been closed and finished yesterday already, but they have a little. We say sursis in French. Little sursis. It has been postponed a little bit, but they live on that. Here is embracing your vices, which is to me a little confusing in that song, but maybe not. Maybe you know what it means clearly. For me, that might be recognizing your vices, recognizing everything that you have in you, facing yourself, which would go with welcoming ourselves in this last day, you know. As for on the other side, they are described as being the misery of not knowing, and they do certainly not welcome themselves, okay. Now, kill the system, kill the man, strip the power from their hands. So that could be a change of regime, as well as what sometimes the song implies is much more important than that. It's a complete shift in the world in general. They live in the system. They let the man live, and they exercise the power from their hands. So there are many ways to understand the song, many ways from these two things taken from the song itself. You can give 2 or 3 interpretations to the song, and they all make sense, to be frank. But for me, I will just pinpoint 3 expressions or words. First of all, it's in the bridge. In the bridge, you remember that beautiful melody, swimming with the fishes, etc. And then you have, love is just another excuse we rely on. So the outside is rely on love. But here in the inside, palpable but hidden in this sound. What is that sound? Hate will always be a good friend when the sun goes down. So when the sun will go down, hate will be a good friend. So this insider's point of view is fueled on hate. Okay? The other sound, the other part I want you is the pre-chorus, the 2 last one you have towards the end before the last chorus. Oh, 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 hear my calling. Oh, 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 oh. Non-believers start running. So non-believers start running. Non-believers in what? In what the people inside the small group believe. Start running. So we're getting at you. Huh? It will happen. I've been waiting, disciple in the making. That's good. And now, the post-chorus, the last one. You shall remain inside your space. Here, the addition is not the whole thing. This is equal to everything we saw already. Only is added here of ignorance. So this group, you shall remain disciple. So this song is about disciples of ignorance. How do we do disciples? How can we create disciples of ignorance? By keeping them inside, in front of the screen. And then you will build ignorance by cutting these people from what? From real life, from outside world, the outside world. You will create a network of ignorant. And this is how, I don't know if the lyric video is the official video. I haven't seen it. But if it is, it means that in a way they compare the dominator of the internet, the dominators of the internet, as, I would say, very oppressing regime that already are in the world. Maybe they are still in the world, and they keep the people bound by ignorance, bound with their ideas by ignorance, by cutting them with the outside world. My opinion on the song. This is an acute observation of those attracted to alternative and sectarian approaches. Inside, we are right. Outside, they are wrong. This mindset, as long as they stay inside, in front of their screens are, and or within their networks, they get the impression that they will survive that day, the change day, the end day. Disciples, whether or not they are in the making of a network of ignorance, they don't live. They don't live. Maybe they are regretting their vices here, but it's not a positive thing. Maybe they live it to the fullness. I don't know. This is not clear for me. But one thing is sure. They are filled with hate for the system and for the man. And they are expecting for this end day to come. But it does not. Every time the sun rises, it's like an enemy to their doctrine. This is a very clever song. Very clever, very well made. On a generally familiar structure, you have just enough variation. I call this tiny details in the lyrics and in the music. These are signs of musicianship and composer's ability. They know what they're doing. I can see that. They are very little tiny things. But this, we say, oh, wow, here, oh, marvelous. There are things here. The musicians in that band are great. The drummer is great. The bassman is great. She sounds wonderful. 2-3 times I say, oh, my Lord, that's a great bass line. And the guitars always, the voices. In that song, Paulina seems really petite, really tiny, like a child almost. It's funny because what she says is not coming from a child. So it's kind of interesting to see that. I'm very impressed by the song, even if I didn't immediately vibrate to it at the same level as the single Choke. My first reaction was fascination. Fascination first to the lyrics. Just reading the lyrics, I liked it. And seeing that video 2-3 times, and then after I just listened to the song itself without anything, and I was able to focus a little bit more on detail. I have to say that I was amazed as well to see how the song is well made, really well made, but I didn't vibrate or spontaneously reacted as in Choke. In Choke, I reacted immediately, spontaneously, with very high appreciation of it. Because I react to the lyrics, I react to the beautiful, I react to the lyrics, and I react to the melodies, especially the first time I hear all of this. The call now. Kill the system, kill the man. The hate section of the world, humanity's opposite of everything I believe as a man of faith. So now I react. I say the call, kill the system, kill the man. This hate section about the world, about humanity, is completely opposite of what I believe personally. There's in my call. There is this love for humanity, for people, for what they live, for what they suffer. So it's like I am that direction, and they are in that. The believers of that song are in that direction. The close-mindedness and the complex of superiority that we know they don't, as a result of the separation between the them and us, are for me among the greatest illusions, among all the illusions. Whether or not you are believers, a Christian, or whenever you think that you are above all the others, you are in an illusion for me. So I think that awareness makes you in a way a servant of the world. If there's any awareness, you should be even more a servant of that world. But that's my understanding. For me, it goes so much against what I believe personally. The disciples of hate and ignorance, because I think I wrote disciples, but the song is disciple. So the person is by him or herself in front of a screen. The disciple of hate and of ignorance. I think that we could say that the song, in fact, is disciple of hate and ignorance, becomes unconcerned and insensitive to what happens to the other, to their neighbors, to the world. And for me, it's such a what a song! What a song! That's wonderful. So may I remind you that next week it will be our third, and it will be the song called Animosity, from their latest album, Mayday. Never forget, use the subtitles of your language. I make subtitles in 8 languages. Feel free to use them. I added about a month ago Portuguese, because I have many subscribers from Portugal and from Brazil. So please use these subtitles, sometimes just an addition, because of course my English is not, I would say, mainstream or common English. I have many expressions we have in Quebec, in Canada, in my area. So sometimes a word in English might be pronounced differently, or sometimes it might be even a very bizarre expression. With the subtitles you would understand, because usually when I revise the subtitles, I make sure that they are in, I would say, good English. Don't forget that every time there's a reaction to lyrics, reaction to the analysis, and reaction to a live version. But don't forget, it was a fun premiere with the Warning fans last Friday. Be there. We were above 70, 80, I don't remember. We went a little way up to 100 at one moment. So don't forget, you can subscribe, you can push the little bell button right beside, so that you are notified as soon as there's a new video once a week. I do not submerge you with all kinds of communication. No, I simply do one video per week. Sorry. So let's go directly now to that other video of the Warning. I've seen that there was a live video. I say, why not? Let's try it. It didn't sound bad. It didn't sound great, but it's live. So, and it has been recorded very recently. So, in 3, 2, 1.
It truly is an honor to be here with every single one of you. We haven't played in over a year now. This is our official first show. So thank you so much for sharing your energy with us. This has been amazing.
Out of
This
breath.
next song is called Disciple.
Oh, the last song of a concert, Disciple?
I want to see everybody with their hands up.
Yeah, song is not bad. Not great, but not bad.
Sun is your enemy today. Have you heard the news that the world is an ending? It's starting again, but all the non-believers, they keep on pretending. Sun is your enemy today. You'll have to look away from the face of
Great
your
bass line.
body and break them instead, and welcome yourself into the new modern crisis. Oh, 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 I've been waiting. Oh,
Disciple in the making.
kill the system, kill the man. Strip the power from their hands. Your eyes will bleed as you set them free.
You shall remain inside your cage.
God!
That's great.
From the victory like there's no tomorrow. Let's share it with them and show all the world that the crisis and borrow time. Oh, oh, I've been waiting. Oh, disciple in the making.
Yeah, the mic it's not as good as a real mic. It's good, but it's not as good.
Swimming with the fishes till we drown. Love is just another excuse we rely. Palpable and hidden in the sound. It will always be a good friend when the sound goes down.
Her voice is going away. the snare fell on the side.
You shall remain. It's all you say
Of ignorance. While she was playing and getting on her feet, the snare fell on the side, and a man from the technic side came and just brought back the snare on its place. And we can see it's the end of the show. They have little notes that are not precise way ago, but this is so common. And especially for a drummer, she has a lot of energy at the end of a show. I don't know how long this set was. Usually it's 45-50 minutes in the context of a festival, but it can be all the way up to 1 hour and 20 minutes. We can see that her voice is going away, is fading away. She's probably will have a little bit difficulty to talk the day after. It's extremely. She will know how to deal with that. It took me a long time as a choir director, as a drummer, to be able to have a very steady beat and to sing very right on note. It becomes, because you become out of breath. It's like talking while you jog, and we can see that she's out of breath at the beginning. So they certainly just finished another song. This is what the energy they have live is very good. The sound of her microphone of Paulina is not as good as the regular microphone. This is always the same thing. A good mic on. Of course, there's a lot of people wishing to have. Wishing to have a wireless microphone. I'm telling you, unless you pay a fortune, it will not be a good mic compared to a very basic microphone with a wire. So if it's a stand microphone and you don't have to use it in your hand, don't ask for even a singer. Maybe a wired microphone still is unmatched from, unless of course you go with very high end microphone. I've been working 6 or 7 shows with very high end microphone. I could have never afford. So this is a great show. We can see that it's alive. It's a real live sound. It's not a rework. They didn't rework this sound in a studio. This is coming out from the console. Maybe there's a little bit of mix, but there's nothing. Almost, we call this a dry captation. Usually the mix coming out of the console, which has nothing in it. So you see the band as they are, and we can see that this is great. This is very good quality musician. There's one small mistake of Daniela at one moment. She touched her guitar. It was not a good time. The drums, she's perfect. The bass seems to be perfect to my ear. We couldn't hear, even when she was singing Alejandra, we couldn't hear her, but she was doing a kind of a back vocals during the chorus. And so altogether, I'm happy. So I hope you are happy as well, because it's really, it's worth the listening. So see you next week. It will be the song Authenticity, I think, something like that. See you next week. Bye-bye.